a lot of the reason my videos are not showing me, I'm a very private person. Eventually, I will show who I am. I want you to focus on any messages that I give. That is the major point of this. So, some of my videos will have color, some of them won't. You won't necessarily see me, okay? So that's just to explain why is one video dark and all this other stuff. Um, the traditional relationship. Now, what I'm gonna say, I'm right now. I'm in the middle of. Do I still believe in traditional? Because traditional is definitely what I wanted when it comes to relationship. But however, what I see is that has faded. That's not what everybody's looking for. If you can not even find, if you end up in a relationship to where the man is a provider and he knows his role, and you are, a woman that knows how to compliment the man for being a provider in your home, consider yourself lucky, okay? I mean, cherish that relationship. It's just not common anymore as much as, for women who want that. So I would say don't focus on men anymore. Focus on yourself. Whatever is yours will come. And pay attention to the man's action than his words. Talk is cheap. It is very cheap. And you can usually tell a man how he really cares about you and what he's really after by what he does. And you can usually tell that in the beginning of the relationship. Or not even a relationship, just the dating aspect of it. Or even if you just don't date, just communicate, whatever. He'll show you who he truly is and what he truly wants by his actions. Okay? If there's no consistency in what he does, that's not him. I mean, you have to learn how to separate yourself from that man. And sometimes it's not really easy if y'all have a real good connection, because you can have very good connection with a man, communication wise, emotionally, physical, if that's the point to where you and him got. But those things there, they do matter. But if that's all it is and the man ain't stepping up, showing actions behind these things, like serious actions, then it's for play. And if you're looking for that, just detach from it. And it does get hard when you have created a bond between you and that person. Just excuse me, don't focus on that person. Go focus on yourself and figure out what you want in life, and you will save a lot of time. Okay. Always make sure that you have your own foundation, and if your foundation is not where you want it to be, then that's what your focus should be on. I believe that relationships will always be there, and there's a lot of pressure on this time thing that people are saying. You only got so much time, or you're a certain age and you hit the wall. Take all of that conversation out, because what I do know, and because I am into natal charts, astrology, and numerology, excuse me, especially in natal charts, some of us are destined to be married at a younger age. Some of us are destined to be married in our mid-age. Some of us are destined to be married at an older age. And I know this. And so the thing is, if you sit up and rush because everybody's telling you you don't have time, and these men out here put you on a time limit and they're going to only want you when you're 20, is crap. You know what I mean? If you let a lot of these people, what they say, lead you, they're going to lead you straight into a ditch. Okay? And this can be overwhelming for women and men who are not mentally strong. And that is not a read or dig or anything. The thing is, some of us are born mentally strong. And yeah, a lot of that mental strong has to come with, our upbringing and the struggles that we've had in life. And then some of us, because of a struggle or something, we lack of that mentality. So we rely on other people to lead us. That's the whole thing between leaders and followers. We're all not leaders and we're all not followers. And that is okay. Somewhere in your life, you have to get to the point of what is best for me and when it's best for me. Timing is everything. And when I say that part, I mean that right now might not be your time. And if you sit up and wonder how come nothing's worked out for me, it's probably because it is not your time. So the universe is telling you to focus on these other things, and the universe will always send you messages. You have to pay attention. I don't care what religion people are. Spirituality people, we know this, right? Excuse me. You get messages all the time, and you get them in different ways. Pay attention, because sometimes the universe is like, listen, you will be in a relationship. Just right now, I need you to do this. I need you to focus on this. And that's what you need to do. It will happen when it's supposed to happen. But just know when you see things for what they are, you have to see the bigger picture here. Always, always, always watch somebody's actions. And for ladies, listen, a man's going to show you who he truly is by what he does for you. If he's not doing nothing for you, if he's always stressing about physical, some sex, if he's always talking about, if he always calls you or talks to you, on certain times or whatever, and doesn't do nothing else, man, literally, he's really telling you, what his position is going to be. And then, there's a lot of us that's like, why don't you just tell me? Why don't you just say, if you ain't trying to be bothered with me, why don't you just tell me that? Well, defense for men, defending men on this aspect, man, women, you can't tell them the truth. And I'm not trying to make any woman feel bad, but majority of women are like this. I know that because I am very direct in speaking, and I tell people the truth a lot. And a lot of women don't like the truth. So we have to be honest with ourselves, right? Because you don't. I know this because I work in a predominantly women field. And I'm direct in my conversation. You know what I mean? Very direct, and I'll tell the truth. I'll say this and that, and a lot of women get offended, quickly get offended. So that's why a lot of men don't say the truth, but at the same time, they still play games. So you as a woman have to put on your spidey senses, right? We have intuition for a reason. Use it. Okay? So if he's not doing things that, a man who's ready to be in your life, if he's not doing these action moves, action out of that conversation, action up out of that relationship, action up out of his space, okay? And it doesn't mean you have to be mean or anything like that. Just detach, because he's not doing what you want him to do, or he's just not that person at that moment. So that's why you got to focus on yourself, okay? Pay attention to what the messages that universe is sending you, all right? If you are the type of woman that wants the man to be direct with you, then you have to make that known from the beginning, okay? If you are the type of woman that likes a direct conversation in the beginning, you listen, this is what I'm looking for, this is what I want, and I want you to say these things to me so I'm not wasting my time. A lot of the times men will, but they don't, because they're selfish. Not saying women are not selfish, but I'm talking about the man right now. They're selfish, so there's something about you that they might not want the relationship, but they might want to have sex because, the sex is good. Or they might just want to have a conversation with you because your intellectual is just a banger for them. Or, they might be going through a lot of bad situations and they know you could be their comfort zone. No, no, and no. All that, no. Especially if you are the type that's I'm looking for a relationship. And yeah, the whole love game and all that stuff plays a role in it. And people right now are saying love just ain't enough. Take love out of the equation. Just go for material, because that is what's being said. Okay, I'm keeping it a G with you. Take away the love and just go for the bag. Go for material things. Well, let me tell you something. Love has to come in there eventually. and forget eventually, because you have to operate out on love. That's the only way things work out. I don't love you, but you provide all these material things for me, and these material things, man, you can lose them, you can gain them. Sometimes they're a waste of time, just extra money you're spending on these things that add up to nothing. After you take all that out, what do you got left? You know what I mean? That's the problem. That's the problem. You don't operate out in love, and you have to. You have to have that. That has to be the core of relationships. So just keep that in mind. Yeah, that's it has to be that. You know what I mean? Because women, true hustlers, you know, you can get the bag yourself. Too many women out here have been shown to prove that I can get money on my own. I can do these things on my own. So when you come to me, I already have my own bag. What are you bringing to the table? Right? You ever switch it on them, asking them what they're bringing to the table? Right? What are they bringing? You don't even gotta ask them. Just watch what they bring. Men are pretty straight up solid. They're pretty simple. So they're gonna either say it or they're gonna show you. And men move in more in action than they do in conversation. That's the difference between a man and a woman. See, we'll talk a man down. Okay? We'll talk him down till he can't hear no more. And men, they will show us what they truly want. So you gotta pay attention. We are not men. We got to stop thinking that men are like us, because they're not. They're not emotional like we are, you know. They don't want to talk. They want to just do. Keep that in mind.